So, have you set your 2022 goals yet? And if you have, do you know the difference between an end goal and a means goal? Well, if you don't, stay tuned because I'm going to talk about that in this video. Hey, welcome back to On the Love of Leadership. And my name is Tammy. I'm a leadership and career growth coach, and I'm here to help you be the best you that you can be, whether as a leader or individually in your own personal career growth. I guess when it comes down to it, every year we do goal setting, right? That's sort of a New Year's thing, right? But sometimes what happens is we tend to confuse end goals with means goals, and it can really throw us off track. So in this video, I want to help you kind of distinguish the two differences between end goals and means goals so that you can ensure that you don't confuse the two, because it can really derail you when you confuse the two sets of goals. So let's start with end goals. End goals are ultimately what you want to achieve, sort of what is the big picture of what and why you want certain things. So it's the big what, the all-in metric, your aim in life. It's backed by the why. They're outcomes that you're committed to. These are things that are non-negotiable, that you are not just interested in, but really truly committed to doing. These are the things that drive you to get up and go to work every day, right? Or get up and become an entrepreneur and keep moving the bar forward in your life. They often align with your personal values. So the end goals, again, are the big goals. They're not the do, they're not the how. They are the what and the why. So an example of an end goal might be, you can ask a person sort of, what do you want in life? And they'll say, I want freedom. I'm going, okay, but what does freedom feel like, look like, sense like? What does that mean ultimately in the big grand scheme of things? So what is freedom ultimately going to get you? Right? It's important to be crystal clear about this because, these kinds of end goals are typically based on feelings, sensations, experiences, desires, things that make you feel good inside, that really make you feel happy, fulfilled, complete in some way, shape, or form. So you can only get to these goals once you've sort of done a bit of deep diving by asking the question, why? So an example I saw online, which I thought was perfect, and I'm going to use that in this vlog today, is you'll say something like, I want a promotion. Okay. Why? Well, because I want more money. Okay. Why? Well, because I want to travel and see new things and do new things. Okay. Why? So again, it's why, so that you get to the final phrase of saying, well, because I want a life of travel and experience and adventure. There's the end goal. You want a life of adventure. Okay, very broad, right? So they're based again on a feeling. They're more directional than they are positional. And it's not like you can find your end goal on a map, right? You're not going to find your end goal in an action plan. Your end goal might be to feel healthier and stronger, but the means and how you get there can change monthly, weekly, even daily, as long as the activity or the how aligns with the end goal or the what and why. It's great. You're good. You're golden. Success will be achieved over time. Once you get clear on the what and why you want to achieve, then you need to start looking and brainstorming ideas on the how. How are you going to get there? What are the kinds of activities, the kinds of knowledge you have to have, the kinds of experiences you're going to have to attain in order to get to that end goal? Remember that an end goal really has no time limit on it. It could be you want a life of freedom and adventure, but you want that forever. You want it till the day you die. Well, in that case, then every single activity you do from now till then will have to align in some way to that end goal. Well, your means goals will be your means to get there. It'll be the activities required to make you feel more and more closer to that end goal, which is to feel free and adventurous. What activities or pursuits or learning do you have to take on in order to get you closer to that goal? Because that's going to help identify some of those means goals that are targeted and smart in the way they are developed to get you moving continually in a forward direction. They also help you deal with your obstacles. So the obstacles that I talked about in last week's vlog, means goals will help you identify what you're going to have to do to get over those humps in order to go over, through, and around or under those obstacles, you're going to have to develop means goals to address those. So if you have a lack of knowledge of something, then what course do you need to take? What training do you need to pursue? What mentorship do you need to look into in order for you to gain the knowledge necessary to be able to move forward? If you are new to business and you have no clue on how to run a business, then you need to talk to somebody who knows how to run a business so that you can learn what you need to learn so that you can be a successful business person to get the freedom and adventure that you're looking for because you have the financial means to do so. Once you understand how to fill those gaps and what is required, you can start to brainstorm the variety of ways that you can get yourself there. One of the things you may want to do alongside that is to look at the impact. So as you achieve not just checking off the boxes of your means goals, which, as you figure out your means goals and you start checking them off, you're going to feel a sense of accomplishment. You're going to feel a sense of pride, a sense of confidence. So what's the impact personally, but also what's the impact in a more broader sense from a community perspective in your organization, for example? So if you achieve, for example, if you say, I want a promotion, you may say, well, I want a promotion to have the money so that I can travel and have a life of adventure. But you might also alternatively say, but I also want that promotion because I want to have a more direct impact on the culture of my organization. And I know the higher up I go, the more I have influence. And so part of me wants to have influence in my organization so that I feel more fulfilled and that I feel like I'm filling my life's purpose of helping other people have a better day at work. I don't know, whatever it is that your purpose is, that might help to fulfill that. So again, look at the impact of reaching these goals and what that will mean for you. Because that, again, is also will feed in a little bit to your why, sort of why you want to do this. I want to have a positive impact on my organizational culture. I want to have a positive impact on the world generally. I want to have a positive impact on my family life. Really be clear about that impact. And finally, it's important to know the difference between means goals and ends goals, because if you confuse the two or you put your focus on one versus the other, it can really derail your success. An example of this is if you have your focus on means goals. So for example, let's say you want a life of freedom. Like one of my end goals is to be free to travel, free to have some adventure in my life and the freedom to be able to travel with my family and have fun. My life is all about wanting to have fun. I want to have fun. And so if I focus all my means on, well, in order for me to get there, I need to develop this course and I want to put it online and I have to sell so many units. Those are my mean goals. The problem is if I don't sell to X amount of people or the course fails and flops in some way, then I could say, oh, screw it, my dream will never happen now. That is the danger of putting all of your eggs in one means goal basket, right? You don't want to do that. You want to keep your eye on the prize, on the big picture end goals, because that's really what's going to drive you through those opportunities for learning along the way that you're going to inevitably have, regardless of what you're trying to do in your change. So you may also lose sight of the big picture because you're focusing too much on the means. You tend to forget even why you're doing it. And I've seen this where people get on treadmills and they start thinking about all the things they got to do, but they've lost sight of why they're doing it. And ultimately what happens with that too is that if you lose sight of where you're going, you lose your navigation, you may end up in the wrong place. You might end up in a completely different place than you had originally intended. You could create a life for yourself that is a lot busier and maybe a lot less balanced than you had intended previously because you went down this rabbit hole of means goals instead of keeping your eye on the prize, again, on the big picture. Making sure that you're absolutely clear on the big picture, that end goal or goals, right, is really important. And then only then should you develop your means goals or your action plan to help you get there. Anyway, I hope that this video helped you in some way, shape, or form. If it did, you can give it a like and subscribe because I am here every week. And you know what? If you are in the process of goal setting and you want to get really clear on how you can grow as a leader or maybe progress in your career, I'm here to help you. There's a link down below where you and I can connect. Feel free to check it out. Anyways, hope you have a great week, folks. I'll see you next week. Talk to you soon.